when our QB fumbled the ball, we was on the 5-yard line, and I'm on the other side of the field. I'm like, man, if I stay over here, it's going to look bad on me. So I ended up chasing him down, and he was playing around on the sideline. Ended up catching him, causing a touchback. So.
Did you get props for that play afterwards?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. People would say, like, that's the best play I made all last year.
You forced a fumble.
Yeah, you forced a touchback. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I wondered about the process in the portal. Did you get contacted before you got into the portal, or once you got in the portal, how many people reached out to you?
No. So around days before I entered the portal, I was in a conversation with my parents that I was probably going to enter the portal, but getting contacted before, but when I hit, it was kind of crazy. So
that's what everybody said. How does everybody get your number? You put it in the portal, and then all of a sudden,
it goes through the system,
and all the phone calls just start right away, immediately.
How many schools?
Can't count.
How quickly did you hear from Carolina?
Pretty fast.
Ted said he heard 10 minutes after he went in. Carolina reached out.
Yeah, it was probably somewhere around there.
What was their initial pitch to you to kind of draw interest in?
You know, just being part of this offense. You know, they just have a great history of throwing the ball. You know what I mean? So.
Did obviously NIL has played a big factor in all of this stuff. Was that part of the pitch that you heard from all these schools, and how much of a factor was it for you?
Oh yeah, most definitely. But NIL, of course, it's a big part of the transfer portal these days. But I wouldn't say it was a deciding factor. Because you know what I'm saying? NIL is really not going to get you to where, or get me to where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? Which is the league. So.
How many schools did you visit, or how many did you seriously consider?
So I visited Cincinnati before I came here, and then actually I entered the portal late because I didn't know if I was actually going to enter the portal, so I was running out of time. But I knew I wanted to come in mid-year because I was on the offense and I got to learn the playbook, and I wanted to go through spring. So I only ended up visiting Cincinnati and Carolina was just like that's where I wanted to be. So.
Max said that 3 weeks ago he had a press conference to announce you guys that were coming in. He said one of the things that impressed him about you was I think you caught 60 balls with 3 different quarterbacks this year.
Yeah, man, it was rough.
What was the challenge like having? They're not just 3 different quarterbacks, but they're all really different type players.
Yeah. Man, I say the best thing that helped me out was their mentalities. You know what I'm saying? Like it was 3 different quarterbacks. We had a young quarterback, true freshman quarterback. We had Jeff Sims, and then we had Zach Gibson. 3 different quarterbacks, but all of them had a mentality like, hey, we're gonna go out here and try to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're gonna do.
No disrespect to them whatsoever at all, but now you're in a totally different situation with the quarterback. What is it like catching balls from Drake and knowing that you're gonna have a guy that could go number 1 in the draft next year throwing to you?
Yeah, it's more like, of course it's a relief, but every game you still gotta go out there and perform. So I wouldn't even say it's gonna be easier, or you know what I'm saying, because you never know how it's gonna go.
What was the communication to you about the room that you're going into? Because they brought in Tez and they have some guys back. So what was the communication about that room and the kind of competition that you would face in that room?
Oh yeah, talented room. I can already tell from playing around with them in the indoor. You know what I'm saying? They told me I'm gonna have to come in and work if I want to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Was there a perception about North Carolina football that you had before that maybe guys at Georgia Tech, other places have that is different? You got here and you're like, you know what? That's not really the way it is.
Man, that's a tricky question because I don't really pay attention to stuff like that. Because you never know what's really going on unless you actually there. I've heard some things about development with the players, but after doing 3 weeks of working out, I don't see it I feel like it's the best development program you could be in for football players and mentally. So, yeah, that was one of them.
Cool. Thanks.
Do they see you